Hi, this is my video review of Fuck for Satan. I didn't want to put the title on the video title because I don't want it to appear every time somebody searches for fuck or Satan on YouTube. And I'm not entirely sure about the YouTube censorship policy, so, well, let me give you two warnings about this review. It has a lot of spoilers, and because of the nature of the module, there is some description of mild sexual content, and there is some profanity and curse words. Well, let me talk about the quality of the PDF. It's a good PDF, it has a virtual table of contents, and it's pretty short, it's just about 34 pages, so it's easy to navigate, and everything is well structured, so you can read this module in maybe a couple of hours or less, and you know exactly how to run the adventure. It has a few good illustrations, not that many, but just to get you in the mood of the adventure. And well, the adventure may be a bit silly for some. Without a doubt, it's a difficult adventure that may result in total party kills, but it has a lot of sort of gonzo elements, so it's very niche even for fans of Lamentations of the Flame Princess. So some are going to feel like it's some sort of joke adventure. And well, the plot is this. The characters arrive at a backwater village and they get news about children that disappeared, and the townsfolk are blaming a satanic cult. They are saying that, oh, the satanic cult kidnapped the children and they are using them in their vile rites and orgies and stuff like that. So the characters must investigate into this matter. They're going to get a false lead right at the very beginning that may lead them into a medium-sized dungeon with a lot of lethal traps. But there are also two other encounters that may shed light into the mystery. And if the characters choose the other two encounters, they won't necessarily have to enter the dungeon, of course, unless they really need the treasure, because there is some treasure inside that dungeon. Well, let's talk about the two other encounters first. One encounter is with a mutated bear. This is the main culprit, the main villain of the adventure. It's a bear that ate the children. The children weren't kidnapped by the satanic cult. The bear ate them. And this bear is so dangerous because it got close to a crash landing site. An alien spaceship crash landed in some place in the forest, and the bear got too close to the pilot, to the alien creature, and it got mutated into a smarter and at the same time more brutal bear. Now, this alien creature is probably the strongest gonzo aspect of the adventure because it's pretty much a walking penis. That's right, the creature is called the Penis Walker, and it's an alien that affects creatures around it because of its weird alien vibes. And there is a satanic cult, but they were affected by the alien vibrations as well, so they got more excited or in a stronger state of frenzy, and they started carrying out these orgies, orgies and sacrifices because of the alien vibrations. Of course, they already performed sacrifices and orgies before, but because of the alien vibrations, it's like they went on steroids. And this is another controversial part of the adventure. When the characters bump into this cult that is having its orgies inside a cavern, a cave, they will find them dancing around wearing animal entrails and body parts as sort of cult paraphernalia or dressings. And one part in the adventure describes them as, the bottom line is this: these cultists are absolutely harmless. And I think some referees will not appreciate that because they're going to be like, oh, how come they are harmless if they are killing innocent animals for their vile rites and rituals? So that's a bit controversial. And the Penis Walker actually isn't evil, but because of its vibrations is causing a huge mess out of everything. And there's also a problem when it comes to communicating with the Penis Walker, because of its alien mind waves, the characters get mixed messages about it. When the creature tries to communicate with the characters, they're going to get all these hostile messages, and unless the characters have a high wisdom and intelligence score, they won't understand that this actually penis is actually sort of like a victim. And now let's talk about the other part of the adventure, the dungeon itself. This is a false lead. This is actually the ancient hideout of another satanic cult that the characters are going to get news about how the children were probably taken there, and they're going to visit this dungeon trying to find the children. And this dungeon actually has some pretty interesting metagame aspects to it. For example, there is a book at the beginning of the dungeon that if the characters perform a certain ritual, they're going to summon this entity called Twinkly, and Twinkly may actually put some penalties upon the referee or game master. So the referee may end up being penalized in future adventures, as in now the referee will have to show his maps to the players for a number of minutes before taking them away. So the characters are going to be the players are going to be memorizing each and every map that the referee is going to show them, and there are all sorts of penalties and bad things that happen to the referee because the characters perform this ritual about Twinkly. And well, the dungeon itself, as I told you, it's decent in its size or length, and it has a lot of little traps. It's very easy to get a total party kill. There are a few combat encounters, but although they are quite difficult, they don't compare to the level of lethality of the traps. This is another kind of puzzle dungeon where characters must be very perceptive, or the players must be very perceptive about where to go or what they activate. You can end up with some pretty angry players because some of the traps are really lethal, and only the most the luckiest and the smartest player will survive this lethal dungeon. Well, let me talk about what I generally think about this adventure. I think the dungeon itself is great. It's pretty good for that old school style of traps. Traps filled dungeon, but I think the plotline, as I told you, it's pretty niche or pretty gonzo for some. Some won't appreciate the joke about the penis, and most of the players I presented the adventure to, they slaughter the cult regardless because they see them dancing around with animal entrails, and that's like something most people will not tolerate. And well, if you're looking for some weird gonzo with some explicit content adventure for your characters or your player characters to participate in, you should definitely get this module. But if you feel that it's just a bit too silly to have a walking penis and to have a dungeon filled with so many little traps, then don't get it. I still think that if you enjoyed the other Lamentations of a Flame Princess module, there is a place for this module in your collection. Well, thanks for watching my review. If you have any comments or questions, please let me know. See you later.